Hi everybody, Jonathan here with another Vectorworks video. Today we're going to be looking at one of my favourite new features coming up in Vectorworks 2025, which is called Object Visibility Control. So basically this allows you to do amazing things with the visibility of various objects. I'm going to show you in this tutorial how this can benefit you and your workflow. So let's get started with this new tutorial on Vectorworks 2025 Object Level Visibility and all the amazing things that you can do with this. So I'm going to use a project from a few years ago that I did for a really nice little kind of bungalow extension in the UK. This is now being built as well, which is kind of cool to see. And it was a really nice little model with a fair bit of detail in. Now, what I would like to show you is how you can basically turn things on and off and make things invisible and grayed out, but without using classes, using this new object visibility tool. So the first way that you can do this is basically to select some objects in the model. Let's just select a couple of roof faces, perhaps these three, and then we can go up to the menu command and we can go to view and we can do hide selected objects. Now from the command, basically what that will do is blue them out, or grey them out rather. So this is a really nice way to hide objects but without having to create separate classes to turn them on and off. Now if you do want to unhide them again, you can simply click the button up here, and that's very, very straightforward. So now let's look at another way to do this, and this is using the visibility tool. So I've already set my keyboard shortcut up as number 7 in my enhanced workspace, and you'll know that there's a new mode now that's been added to the visibility tool. So with the new mode here, we can make them hidden or we can make them visible. So let's have a look at how this works. So we simply hover over the model, click on the faces of the planes or objects we wish to hide. Let's just hide some of those as well. Just hide that roof face there. And basically now you can see that those are hidden. But the beautiful thing is I didn't have to create a separate new class in order to actually turn those off, which you would have done on the old version of Vectorworks. Now the really nice thing is about the blue sort of hiding is it kind of ghosts out what's hidden, and it means that it's very easy if you do want to turn it back on. Just click number 7 again for the visibility tool, go to the visible mode and simply click that face back on. So very, very straightforward to grey them out or turn them back on. Now, if you do prefer to have them complete invisible, you can go up to the quick preference. I do like the little icon here, reminds me of Pac-Man, very cute. And if we go to hide objects, you can see we've completely hidden those objects altogether. So do remember to turn them back on, we can either click unhide objects, or there's a very nice new way. If you go to the visibility tool itself, you can actually go into the settings for that tool. And what you can do with this is when you double click the tool or the keyboard shortcut, you can essentially put some sort of commands in here to do what you would like to do. So I'm going to make them all visible. So all I need to do is double click that tool to basically make everything visible again. So this is a sort of summary of how the tool works. Now don't forget you've also got the wonderful new view control. And this is the new on-screen view control I talked about in one of my other videos. This is particularly nice if you want to toggle between like 2D drawings and 3D models as well. And do remember with this tool, you can also click and drag it to actually kind of modify your three-dimensional view. Okay, so with all of that in mind then, let's see if we can set up a really nice view for our project using this new visibility tool. So I'm going to click number 7, which of course is my keyboard shortcut on my wonderful enhanced workspace. And make sure you reach out to me and have a look at my website for the libraries that I sell and create and things like my enhanced workspace that's available there for you. So let's turn off a couple of these roof faces so that we can kind of see into the model and reveal some of the structure. Now you notice on this particular project, this was actually sort of building regs level. I did actually kind of model quite a bit of detail on things like these roofs. So if I kind of flick over to this roof face here, let's just revolve that review. You can see we've got all of the roof structure in there, which I think looks really cool. So let's say that I want to generate a drawing a bit like this. Maybe we'll just turn off one more object. And I think we'll just turn off this side fence and sort of kind of grey that out. It looks cool to reveal a bit more of the project. So when we're ready, we can of course go to view. Let's go to create viewport and basically let's pop that onto a brand new sheet layer and we'll see how this object level visibility works in the new drawing. So let's give this drawing a number. And of course, make sure you edit the properties after creation to increase the DPI of your rendering if you want a high quality render. I won't worry about the drawing label too much right now, and I'm basically just going to click OK and let that viewport generate onto the sheet. Now remember, it doesn't actually kind of give a full rendered version until you click the update. You just get a really nice quick preview. So just kind of when you click that update button, you get things like the shadows and other things coming in. So you can see it's just rendering that high quality rendering now. So here we are with the high quality render. Now if I do want to, of course, I can double click my viewport, go to crop, and basically just use perhaps number 4, the rectangle tool, just to kind of crop the drawing a little bit more so that we don't see that extra bit of garden there. And that makes a really nice view that I'm very happy with. And what you can see is I'm revealing all of the lovely roof structure inside here. But now I've decided I would like to turn these roofs back on. So how do I do that? I can go to my visibility tool. I can go to the eye icon, and you'll notice that even in the viewport, basically I can see those faces being highlighted, and actually with a single click, I can actually turn those back on, re-render that viewport just to kind of re-render with that face turned on. Now it will take a second if you're rendering at 300 dpi, but this means that you don't have to bother going back to the design layer in order to change visibilities. So the visibility tool is a huge time saver. It always was, but now with this new visibility mode for object level visibility, it really is incredible. So I'm really happy with my viewport. I really like the way the view control is working, but I want to show you something else that you can do to enhance your presentation capabilities using Vectorworks. So I've got a couple of save views here set up, and what these save views do is recall certain save views of the project with a little animation in between. And don't forget to check out my videos where I've shown you how to do this before if you're interested. So this is a really nice way to animate and explain your projects when you're talking to clients. Now, if I go down to more of an eye level view, what I might want to do is use my visibility tool here. So let's go number 7, we'll go to the invisible mode, and this time I've actually decided that I want to hide this object completely. So rather than grey it out, what I can do is go up and select hide objects. So this is really nice if you just want to kind of like set a slightly different view. I could always right click and redefine that save view now, and you'll notice that object visibility is also one of the things that you will actually save. So let's move forward to our next position. We'll kind of move forward to our project, and we'll just sort of whiz into the project in here. And what's really nice is, let's say I wanted to sort of see in this room here, I could basically turn off these items. Now I'm actually going to go over to the grey mode and just sort of see them greyed out. And let's just turn off this wall to reveal that stair, just to sort of see how that might look. So it really is very controllable. You can turn off certain objects in the model. Now, one thing I really love as well, that this works in multiple views. So if I enhance my multiple views, let's just kind of get this nice 3D view here. And what I'll do here basically is right click and close that floating window. So that should spread that one right across the top. And over in this view, I'm going to basically go back to my view position number 1. So here we've got this view here. And on this one here, I'll just activate this pane. Let's go to another view. And you can see that I've got a completely different view here. And each one has different visibilities if I want them to. So to do that, I can enable separate visibilities within there. So again, once again, on this particular view, let's have a look at actually turning off this object here. So we'll go to our visibility tool and basically make these slightly kind of greyed out or invisible, just so we can get a full view of the kitchen. Now, another really nice aspect to this is that you can actually select objects within the model. So let's select a run of objects here. See if I can select a couple of these kitchen units. Perhaps just a little example of this area here. And I'm going to view, and I'm going to basically just show selected objects only. So what that does, it hides everything else in that particular view. Now again, if I go to actually hiding rather than ghosting those objects, you can see I've got a really nice little view of just that kitchen that I can focus on. So let's go up to our view menu and just create a viewport of just that view. So we're going to go to create viewport, and we're going to create a new drawing on our sheet. Let's call this kitchen. And this will be a really nice way just to isolate that particular drawing, and you can see we've already got the sheet layer there. So if I click into that single view, we can now basically just enhance that maybe with a slightly bigger scale. Let's go down to 1:20 scale, click update, and it makes it extremely easy just to kind of isolate certain views of things that you wanted to show the client. Now the great thing is you can always expand this by clicking on the visibility tool and going to show, and I can sort of turn on these additional units within that view directly in the viewport, which is absolutely amazing. The fact that object visibility works in multiple viewports as well. In fact, I'll just bring that wall back, I think. There's a wall in there that I could probably turn on. There we go, that will look better. So I've created a really nice little drawing just of this kitchen unit. So this is something that I can use just to kind of highlight for the client what I'm thinking of with things like my kitchen, just using things like the wonderful call out tool as well. So really, really great new feature, object level visibility, working in viewports, working in the design layer, in your save views, but also working in those wonderful multiple views, which we can activate and deactivate at any time. So I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. It's been really fun to make. And if you do want to, make sure you take advantage of the amazing 50% off Vectorworks sale that's still on Vectorworks Design Suite until Monday. I look forward to helping you soon and see you next time. Bye bye everyone.